Hello everyone, Dusty Fly Guy here and Belle, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play YAGL or yet another anime game launcher Genshin on your Mac for free in 2025. Because I got a few comments asking me to update my guide and I thought I would because they changed how it works. So unfortunately we do have to use crossover, but thankfully there is a free trial so you can use that. Now, the reason we need to use crossover is because the new YAGL version doesn't actually update anymore. So, while we're still using it, it doesn't download the new updated versions anymore. So basically, the first step we're going to want to do is download the Hoyo vs Play app, download now. And then we're going to want to download crossover, so just get the free trial, click free trial. Alright, sign up into all your emails, download trial, or send you a link in the description. A link in your emails. Go to downloads, download the latest crossover. Basically just run through the crossover guide. It only takes like 2 seconds. And now once we're in there, we press install, install an unlisted application, click yes, name it Hoyo. I'm just going to call it 2, done. And find the Hoyo Play installer that we installed on here, so press download now. And basically once we're in crossover, press choose installer. And that will just start installing this. Just going to wait here. Now, this is a bit strange pacing for my YouTube videos. There was a glitch, so I had to redo my tutorial. So yeah. Alright. I have read and agree. I have read and agree. Quick installation. I'll install. It might ask you if you want to install Visual C++ like this. Press install. Close. Finish and launch. It's not going to launch. It's going to crash. But once this is all done, it will show up as a new bottle, 2, or as you should call it, Hoyo. And basically you just want to press DMXT. DMXT. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you go to your bottle, go to graphics and DXMT, and if that doesn't work, D3D metal, just one of those two. Alright, back onto the video. Alright, and once this is installed, we're basically going to want to go to and select DXMT, but there's also something, if you want to install to a external drive, go to YAGL Configuration. It will take a while because this thing doesn't really ever work. Then go drives, you can add a new one. I'm just going to call it D. Browse, I'm going to add it volumes. This will be how you get to external SSD. Then find where you want to install it to. I'm going to say new Genshin install, apply, okay. I'm going to try reopen Hoyo Play. It's not going to work the first time. Like I said, this barely ever works. It's not going to... Oh, it did work actually. And you can, if you're not seeing Genshin immediately, press this thing here and go to Genshin. Get game. We need to install it through here because it stopped working on the new update. So we go D, open, or not. Sometimes this stuff just doesn't want to work. That works, so I just needed to make a subfolder and I'll press install the game and it will start installing, and I'll be back once it's installed. But basically, let me just go through the rundown. We need to do it through here because YAGL is not installing it the normal way for some reason. They have this glitch where it won't update, so we're doing it via this way. I'll be back once it's installed. Alright, so it just finished installing, so now I can close out Hoyo Play. Alright, it's finished installing, so now we need to go on to the next bit. So go to the link in the description, you'll find yet another anime game launcher on GitHub. Go to releases. And as you see here, there are a lot of downloads. Now we're looking for the OS or overseas one because there is a normal version for China and then there's overseas for everywhere else. Alright, so we are looking for Genshin Impact, YAGL OS to app.tar.gz. Either just search that or it's right here. Download that. Could take a little while, and GitHub is glitching. Thank you Microsoft for buying this app and making it worse. Alright, worked the 4th time, and now we can go downloads here, the open in Finder. Just double click this YAGL and it will appear as the application. I'd recommend putting in your applications folder, double click it, should say it's an app from the internet. So now we open up settings, scroll down to privacy and security. Scroll down again, YAGL OS was blocked to protect your Mac. Open anyway, open anyway. Enter your password used to log into your Mac. This should open it. Now that the security is done, you can it will open it by itself, and it will just do this. You'll see Nadia or whatever the grass icon is, Dendro, and just enter your passwords again for your login to your Mac. You do this at your own risk, by the way. No one's been hacked. There's only ever been 2 bans, but of course you do this at your own risk, and those bans were probably for something else, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, it will just start configuring the environment. So we'll leave it do this for a bit. It might be a few pop-ups, but we'll just let this do that. Alright, and this is done. Restart the program, so we're going to do that. It's going to open, but there's still a few things we need to configure. But basically we now want to press install game, go to wherever we installed Genshin, so it's new Genshin install, Genshin Impact game for me, choose this, and it will just make sure all the files are legit. This should not take long at all, but I'd recommend closing out the background apps you don't need. I have Final Cut open. Alright, and it's all done, so now we press the settings button. We need to configure some things. I like to have the middle HUD on. Only turn this on if you want to get diagnostics on your frame rate. Don't turn on anything else. Game, don't change that. Wine distribution, now I would recommend sticking to game porting toolkit. Click here to confirm the change. Restart, yes. So this is Apple's game porting toolkit, so it'll always be updated, so I'd recommend sticking with this. But if you prefer something more community based, you can go for DMXT, but of course I prefer game porting toolkit. Alright, now it's asking you to restart the program. Again, it might pop up asking if you want to install a font. You can tell by it's in your open things here, and just press yes. Alright, now it's done, so I'll get on to the gameplay. Alright, now it's verified it, so we just need to change a few settings. We can press the settings cog, enable, I'm going to enable the FPS HUD or the middle HUD. You probably shouldn't do that though. And go to Wine and make sure you select Game Porting Toolkit. We'll ask you to confirm your changes, then restart. And just follow the steps. It should just do it, but sometimes there's a little pop-up asking you to install a font. This is just needed for the Wine translation layer. Alright, and now we should be able to play if we launch. Hopefully, if everything went right. But it should be fully updated and run well. Now, this runs differently depending on what Mac you have. Of course, I would recommend, well, actually, it runs decently on M1, but I'd recommend 16 gigabytes of RAM, but it's not like necessary, but it is like really good to have 16 gigs of RAM. I'm gonna log in here, but like I said, I'd recommend having over 16 gigs of RAM, otherwise you're not gonna get the greatest performance ever. Alright. And it's going to send me my 2FA code, so I'm just going to open up my email now, and it might take a little while to do the verification thing because it can glitch. What are you doing, Bal? And I'm going to select Asian server because that's what I planned. It didn't actually need me to require my 2FA, probably because I logged in earlier. Alright, and it's done, but I'm going to, I guess I'll just log in and then we can configure the graphics. So the performance is going to be a bit bad here because I'm recording, but also keep in mind you're going to have heaps of stutters on the first time you play the game, which basically just makes the game feel laggy. Just because we're doing this through non-official means, it's going to lag a bit, just for like the first hour of playing. But I would also just like to get this out the way. You have a huge ban, well, not a huge, there's only been 2 people that have been banned from this, but you do have a ban risk definitely when playing this. I'm going to adjust some of my settings, so I'm going to use FSR to be honest with you. Anti-aliasing FSR2. I'm just going to set it other than that default. And you can see I'm getting around 60 FPS, but like I said, there's going to be stutters. So I just recommend using all of your character's abilities because it basically needs to render in shadows. As you can see, this is a known issue when you're playing on macOS Sequoia. There's some scenery doesn't load in properly, so I'd recommend just spamming all your abilities while you can. Just kidding. And basically once you've done this, the game should run properly, but you just need to render and everything because it basically doesn't have the files for shadows properly. So as you can see, once we've done all of this, it should run better when we swap back to the characters. I'm just going to get all of this loaded in. But you can see it looks pretty good while running pretty good. I'm actually running this at 1440p2, which is pretty insane. I probably could go back up to 1.0. make it really sharp. I absolutely can at 60 FPS at 1440p. This is pretty impressive. Really makes you say, look how much more smooth that is. Really makes you wonder why there isn't an official version of this on Mac here. I'm assuming they probably Stellar Reunion. I haven't played in that long, I guess. How do I free my mouse to click that? I need to like free my mouse somehow. How do I get to my Stellar Reunion? I don't play on keyboard and mouse, by the way, so I am sorry. I probably seem awful at this. That's my friends. That's my party. I'm just pressing random buttons. That's my quest tab. That's my map. Alright, I cannot seem to figure out how to open up my Stellar Reunion. It's not here, is it? No, it's not. Let's do a pill if we can. I'll need to figure out a way to claim my Stellar Reunion. Just hold Command or Alt. Boom. Reunion award. Claim that. Can I do a pill, please? I lost 50-50. Alright, I cannot do a pill. Unlucky. It's just these characters anyway. Anyway, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this video and this guide on how to play Genshin Impact on your Mac in 2025 and the PC version. Alright, peace out.